Welcome back, everyone. I'm Zell, and today we're going to get a look at what's inside the Kizer Feist. Alright, first I want to thank Stazza23 for sending this my way. To get a look at, we'll do a full kind of review of this. Whenever we get to the review, we'll talk about it. First off, we need to figure out what we need, and it looks like a T6 down here and a T8 right here. Probably going to need two T8s. That's not a T8. Why is that not a T8? Should have been. Try that one. That one's a T8. That one's a T8. So let's look at the screws first. Go for the T6s. Alright. Kizer's using what looks like some pretty darn good stuff. Check these up here for the pocket clip. Yeah, not bad. Got a little stick to them. That's good. Let's see about our pivot. I can already tell that pivot's a little looser. Still not bad. Still very good, and it's got a little bit of depth to it. So that is friggin' wonderful. So first off, as always when we do this, open the knife up. You really should put some tape on the blade or something to protect yourself, but I'm going to live dangerously, and we'll see which side of this pivot is going to come apart. There we go. Not really the side I wanted to come out, but yeah, whenever you have this where you have a pivot screw on both sides, you kind of get whatever happens. And the only screws in this guy are the 4 screws back here and the pivot sleeve and 2 pivot screws, and of course the ones for the lock bar insert. So now I wonder, since we took that side off, will we be able to get these 2 screws out so we can lift this side of the scale off? There we go. There's 1. There's 2. And those screws are actually pretty good. I'm impressed. I have seen Kizers before not have really great screws, but on this particular model, looks like they've done a really good job. Alright, now this is simple enough, friends and neighbors. My goodness. That is... Oh, I'm going to have a hard time focusing here. The Bell's palsy's still getting me some. That is a sleeve. That is not a screw. I thought it was, but that is a sleeve. That's with the head on it, and of course with your male screw to go down in it. Now the question I have, we have a flat, a D shape here. So no D shape there. No D shape there. This is curious. Pop a little bearing out. Oh, now this is interesting. Look at how they have done their hardened steel backing washers. They have put a little tray down there, or whatever you'd like to say. It's a space for those bearings to ride in, so that those bearings are shielded from the elements on one side. Kind of like what we do with making sure on the cage bearings that the open side of the cage is in the counterbore or in the hole where it's protected. Pretty neat, but just like on those knives, this guy here is one side is completely open. Okay, so let's get a look at it. We got these fancy little hardened steel backing washers. Very nice, actually. I like that a lot. And other than that, this Feist is just really slabs. Completely just slabs. We got a little piece of titanium here. It's got some sleeves through it. And holes there for the pocket clip. Everything stainless hardware. We already looked at that. It looks like good hardware, so nothing to complain about there. See if we can find yeah, we have this nice pretty colored little guy here. We'll wipe everything down and get ready to reassemble it. Not really seeing anything odd or bad. Everything in here looks pretty good. We've got these races, if you will, where the stop pin on the back of the blade runs. Ooh, now that's interesting. All right, didn't see that one coming. That pin is just slid into the back of the blade. I don't know how well I like that. Why would I say I wouldn't like that? Okay, so whenever this thing slides into the blade, because it can slide in there, see this? That means there's going to be some slop in it. Means no way for you to get rid of that slop. So now, not only do you have the fact that over a very, 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 very long time, your titanium is going to wear some. And it's going to take a long time, but it will wear some if you carried this thing every day for, say, 5 or 6 years and played with it a lot. And now we have another point that's going to wear. Oh, you say, well, other blades have that thing running through the blade. Why won't they wear? All right, many of the other blades, and every other one I have seen to date, this pin is pressed in. And what that means is they cut the hole through the blade at a very specific size, and they use very specific size stock, and they literally press it in there. They may have to do it while the blade's hot and expanded. They may do some refrigeration on the pin to get it in there, but it's an interference fit. This is not. This is just sliding through. All right, I'm not going to belabor that point, but that is something that I have not seen before, and I'm not sure I like. Anyhow, they're using a little puzzle piece style lock bar interface, or lock interface, over travel stop. Very nice, looks good. Not bad at all. Well put together little knife. Anyhow, guys, I'm going to get this stuff out and dope everything up, and then I'm going to go hang out for 30 minutes while this stuff sets, and you guys will get to see me put it together here in just a second. 30 minutes are up. Here we go. And why did we wait 30 minutes? I don't think I mentioned that. We're using Vibratite, which you have to let cure for 30 minutes before you put it inside the knife. Watch some of my other What's Inside videos. I get a whole lot deeper into the Vibratite on those. So we were going through this side with our pivot, and once there, we need one of these fancy backing washers. Let's look at those real quick again, or let's throw them across the table. That is pretty neat. I kind of like that. Little bit of extra care they put into putting this thing together. Let's get our nano oil out. We got 5. No, we want 10. And let's put just a couple of dabs of nano oil down there. And we'll put a couple of dabs up here on top. Really doesn't take much. I took apart a 702 from Wii last night, and wow, the action was kind of gritty and not working real well. And make sure our stop pin is in there. I don't like that at all. And lay our blade in place, make sure that stop pin stays down. Anyhow, that 702, I took it apart, put some nano oil in it, put the same thing we always do in these videos. I put the 10 weight on the bearings, and I put the 85 weight down in the detent hole, and put that thing back together. And Henry, whenever you get your knife back, man, it is running super smooth. Then I should be sending it out here in a few days to get it back to you, buddy. Anyhow, we got our bearing back down here, and we forgot to put our oil on it because I was yakking about something I did yesterday. And here in a minute I'll show you that knife, because my goodness did it come out nice. And there we go. Got a little nano oil on everything. Still don't know why we have a D-shaped pivot here, because we have a D-shaped there, but we don't have any D's anywhere else. That is a mystery. So let's drop this thing back on. and see what happens. Are we in place? Dang. That went like right back on there. That is super, super cool. Just dropped right down in. And there we go. Get our Torx drivers back out here, and there's our T8. We're going to need our other T8. Which, by the way, if you order Torx drivers, do not make a mistake and get the T8Hs. I did that on some of them, and here's the difference. That is your security Torx. Got the little hole in the middle of it. It's not that big a deal. I just have this feeling that the regular T8s will last longer because, well, there's more mass there. So, get this guy tightened back up and try not to lose anything or hurt myself. And put our 2 body screws back in. Oh, you know what we forgot? Dadgummus. You're not supposed to let me do that, guys. Because I can't get to that silly little hole in that blade without taking the knife back apart. So, I have to take her back apart and put the little bit of oil in that detent hole because I want to treat Stazza right with his knife, you know. But we'll see if this thing goes back together just as smooth the second time around. If it comes apart, that's coming apart is the big deal. Just lift it off there. There we go. And no detent hole over here, so we got to lift this stuff off and get our 85 weight out. All that for just a tiny drop of oil. But that tiny drop of oil is so worth it, and there it all falls apart on me. Go figure, right? Make sure our blade stop is in there, and oh, it did. It stayed. Good. Still don't like that blade stop arrangement. That is not a good idea in my opinion. But, you know, what do I know? I'm just a random jerk. Might be a random jackass, I don't know. But Nick's got that one covered, so you guys will have to think up something else for me. Alright, there we go. Try this again. Good thing we used Vibratite on this so we can do this twice, right? Alright. Get our twin swords out here. And for those of you that are wondering, yes, I bought another one of these from Scout Leather Company, another one of the Wabi Sabi ones, drivers, for occasions just like this. And actually, most of the time what happens is I have 2 different size Torx screws in them, because if I were doing this in real life, I would, or not in real life, I suppose this is real life, isn't it? If I were doing this not on camera, I would probably put the torque bit down in the soft jaws of the vise for one side of the pivot and set the knife down on that torque bit, and then just use one driver. Anyhow, let's see how we come out here. I'm not real good at this. Got a little bit of rock in there, but it didn't. Got to have the right bit in there. There we go. There we go. And that is what is inside the Kizer Feist. You know, it's a knife that I am not too whoopee on, but it is very simple and would make a good take the pocket clip off and just let it ride down in your pocket knife. Anyhow, guys, I really appreciate you stopping by and hanging out with me, getting a look at what's inside the Kizer Feist. And the only concern I have with this knife is that floating stop pin. I don't like that at all, but you know, it's another one of those things that it's going to take a lot of time before it becomes an issue. So what is the price of this guy? I don't remember, but as long as this thing isn't terribly expensive, I'd say you're pretty much okay. You guys have a wonderful day. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and I will see you next time.